once again, I first want to thank every one of you that has been a part of this series of episodes from the first release. Your comments, your feedbacks have been extremely helpful to us. Of course, I'm sure by now you've seen a number of our responses. We want you to keep liking, sharing, commenting, and sending us emails of the questions that you may have, and we will do our best to reach out to you. As you can already tell, I am here with my dear wife, Oyedepo, who has been a solid pillar with me, standing with me throughout this entire journey. You will see her in a series of pictures shown. When I was extremely large, she was there. When I began to lose the weight, she was there. When I struggled with these ailments, diabetes, hypertension, and obesity, she was there. And right now, she's still here with me, and we intend to do this till Jesus comes. All right, so just going back, we looked at my trade secret. I shared that with you in episode 2, and my trade secret is exercise. We talked about few things that you should note about exercise. Go back, take notes, go through the things we shared, particularly about walking. Walking is a form of low impact exercise and is something that you should do every single day. So that's the trade secret. But here behind the trade secret, we want to share with you what I call the fuel to healthy living, and that is your diet. Now, you can't talk about reversing these ailments, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, without focusing on diet. So let me just have my wife share a few things about diet that will be helpful for our audience.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here and welcome everyone again, and thank you for subscribing, sharing, liking. With regards to diet, I think the word diet, many people have misunderstood it. They feel it's something that I should do for a period of 3 months and then my diet. I'm on a diet. It's actually a lifestyle. It's something that you do for life. So it's not like you're on a specific diet, a rigid diet, and after some time you can go back to whatever it is you were eating before. So when we started on this journey in 2018, our diet had to change, like serious change. I remember one of the times my husband said, "Oh my God, how did I get myself into this? Now look at what the things that I have to start eating to heal from within." And when it comes to healing from within, one thing about healing with your food is when you start eating right, it does not build on a filthy foundation. When you begin to eat right, it first flushes out that right eating, the vegetables that you begin to add to your diet. It flushes out everything that is junk and then starts to build the right foundation. So you might not see the effects immediately, spot on. That's because a healing process is going on. And if I would add also, you might go through something called healing crisis. Now your body is in shock. Your body is wondering, what are you doing to me? This is not what I am used to. What is all this you are feeding me with? But I want you to know that every bite of food you take is either feeding disease or starving disease.
Wow.
So when you start taking the right foods, right vegetables, healthy fats in the right proportion, you begin to starve off the disease little by little by little. So with nutrition, when it comes to high blood pressure and diabetes, there are certain foods that you have to take away from your diet. You have to say goodbye to them. I mean, you love all these things, but the good thing God has done for us is that our taste buds change. When we've been used to junk for a long time, the first few times will be difficult. You don't want anybody to lie to you and tell you, oh, it's going to be easy, oh, it's going to be cheap. It is not. Nothing good comes cheap, nothing good comes easily. So your taste buds would adjust with time, and then you begin to enjoy those foods. And people who don't are wondering, how are you able to enjoy these things? But that is, you've trained yourself to the point where you are able to enjoy these things and find satisfaction. And one good thing about this is that your body is going to thank you for it. You're going to see the results that come from taking all of these good things. And I believe that you've even seen the effect on my husband and even myself. That a few years ago, if you see our before pictures, we are way different right now. It's telling on our skin, it's telling on our intellect, it's telling on our sleeping habits as well.
All right, I think it's very important what my dear wife has said. I have also discovered that in this health journey, you need to change the purpose why you eat.
Yeah.
We don't want to eat for pleasure, we want to eat to live. Now, I want to say it this way: don't just eat for pleasure, eat to live. You want to always remember that. Don't just eat for pleasure, eat to live. That's why I call this the fuel for healthy living. You know, every vehicle needs fuel to move,
Yes.
and your body needs the right fuel.
Well,
Right? When you go to the gas station, particularly here in the United States, you have gas in different grades. And so you can imagine you going for the highest grade. Guess what? Your car would live longer than others because of the fuel that you put in. Two scriptures I want to quickly share that has been our foundation. The first is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 29. The Bible says there in the New Living Translation, "Then God said, 'Look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth.'" So no matter where you are, you can eat the right foods. "Throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food." Right? Take note of that. I've given you seed-bearing plant and fruit trees for your food. In Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 17, also in the same New Living Translation, the Bible says, "Happy is the land whose king is a noble leader, and whose leaders feast at the proper time to gain strength for their work and not to get drunk." So you note from these two scriptures, and this was for us a huge driving factor, you know, that look, God has already provided us with the right foods to eat. Globalization and all this stuff we see around us today, and civilization and all of that, has changed the original plan of what God created us to eat. Now, if you look at this in Genesis 1:29, you find out there that man was really built to live on fruits and vegetables. And I'm sure you will agree with me that is 75% of what I eat every day.
Yes.
Fruits
Yes.
and vegetables, right, on a daily basis. Now, and this was very helpful for me, particularly dealing with these issues. And you are a professional health coach, you are a certified health coach. You did a lot of work in helping me through this process. So I just want to lay it out here straightforward. You need to change your diet. That is your fuel. And like you said, you want to make sure you are not doing this for a time being.
Yes.
You are not just doing it to lose weight.
Yeah.
Now let's also submit to the audience that it is possible to look lean and not be healthy.
Of course. Of
Right?
course, yes.
You agree with that? So it's possible to look lean
There are
and not
many-
healthy.
There are many lean people, slim people who are not healthy.
Yes. So while you go on this journey, it will transform your body, but beyond that, it transforms you from the inside out.
Yes. I think one thing people should have at the back of their minds whenever they are faced with a plate of food is ask themselves the question, who am I becoming when I eat this food? Am I becoming a healthier me, or who exactly am I becoming with every bite of food that I put into my mouth?
All right. So what are some of the things you found out? So give me some things that I had to take out of my diet dealing with these issues that I dealt with? What are some of the foods I stopped eating so that the audience can know? And
So I think,
yeah,
I think the first one would be soda.
good.
Because my husband was a Coke addict. It was so bad that with every meal, with every meal, if he was going to eat 3 times a day, there had to be 2 liters of Coke with it.
Yeah.
So it was that bad. And if
I was on drugs then.
so if we could stop that, I think anybody can stop anything that they are addicted to with the right determination. And another thing that was taken out of the diet was processed foods. When we came into the US in 2018, I think because it took us some time to settle in, we were just moving from one junk to the other, from
that's
Popeyes
right.
to McDonald's and
Chick-fil-A.
and
so
Chick-fil-A.
all
And
of those.
that was what we were eating on like a consistent basis. So with these ailments of high blood pressure and diabetes, you want to take out anything that has sugar from your diet. In both ways, for high blood pressure, for diabetes, you want to take out sugar completely from your diet. And then also you want to take out processed foods. Processed foods like cakes, cookies, pies, things that have trans fats in them.
Yeah.
Fried foods as well, you want to take them out. And I want you to bear in mind that the less the ingredients of a food package is, the healthier it is for you. The more ingredients you find on a package of food when you pick it up, the more dangerous it is for you.
Yeah.
So, like vegetables, you go to your garden, you bring out lettuce, and you put it straight onto your plate. It's healthier for you that way. That's just one ingredient that you have there. But when everything is packaged, as much as possible, you want to take fresh, whole foods. For diabetes, you want to take out rice. That's the regular white rice. You want to take that out of your system because when it gets into your body, it converts into sugar.
That's very important. Before you go so far, some people say, well, I don't take sugar.
Exactly.
I don't take sugar in my tea. I don't.
Exactly.
But all these foods that we're talking about actually convert to sugar
Yes.
when they come into
They
your body.
convert into sugar when they get into your body. Your body tries to utilize what it can, and then for the ones it cannot get out of the system, it stores it in your body as fat. And most of the time, it gives you belly fat. It stores it in the body, in the stomach area. It stores it in different parts of the body that would make you look lopsided or not the way God intended for you to look. So rice, cakes, foods with hydrogenated oils, processed meats, all of these things that when your body does not utilize it, it gets stored as fat in your body, and then that keeps you getting fat over time.
All right, what do you have to say to taking beef and pork and some of all those other things?
I think for people with high blood pressure, you also want to take that away from your diet because they are processed. They are over processed. It takes a long time for it to digest. And when these foods are processed, they are preserved with salt. So it has high sodium content, which is not good for the blood vessels for high blood pressure.
Okay, so we can see now that we can reverse these situations: hypertension, high blood pressure, some people call it that, diabetes, or high sugar levels, and of course obesity, by what we eat. Now, let me also quickly say, and I think this will be very helpful, I've discovered that hypertension and diabetes, I call them silent killers, and I call them stubborn, inseparable twins.
Yeah.
Usually you find that they go together, right?
Yes, usually where there is high blood pressure, usually most of the time there's diabetes. Where there's diabetes, usually there is high blood pressure. If one is not present, it is on the way.
Wow.
The other is on the way. Usually they're present. They are together. Yeah.
Right. So you can see from my story, I had to stop processed foods. 75% of what I eat on a daily basis, fruits and vegetables.
You have to stop soda.
I had to stop soda.
And
all
if I
kinds
may
of
add,
processed.
yes, if I may add, some people tell you, but I'm not taking soda. I just take fruit juices. For people who are diabetic, you don't want to take a lot of fruit juices, especially store-bought fruit juices, because they have added sugars to them.
Wow.
For the ones you do at home, you want to take it to a minimum, because you can imagine consuming about 16 oranges to make a glass of orange juice. That's a lot of sugar. Even though it's natural occurring sugar, that's still a lot of sugar to put into your system.
Wow. All right. I'm sure you've gotten a few points from this. We'll be coming back in the future with more on diet. We can't exhaust this material in a day. But I also want to quickly throw this out there for the next episode. You want to look out for that. I'll be speaking about different kinds of fasting. Now, I know a number of us watching may be Christians. You know what fasting is. Perhaps you do that once a week or maybe 3 times a month, as the case may be. But do you know you can actually fast also for your health? Right?
Yes.
We have different kinds of fasting. We have the OMAD, OMAD, that is 1 meal a day. You have the 16-8, that is you fast for 16 hours. You eat within 8 hours. You have the 24, you fast for 20 hours and you eat only within 4 hours. I'm currently, I think, in between 24 and OMAD.
Yeah.
And that's particularly sustainable when you are not able to do your walks or your workouts during the winter season that we just have leaving us right now. So I've used most of these kinds of fastings. The only one I'm yet to do is alternate fasting, alternate day fasting. So and I'll tell you a bit more about that and how we can look at several kinds of fasting and why should we fast health-wise. Can you tell me that? Just for a moment, why do you think we need to fast health-wise?
You're able to get toxins out of your body. I think that's like one of the main reasons why you fast. When you fast, your body takes a break. It starts to digest some of the things that it has stored. And then it begins to flush out toxins from your body as well. That's one of the main reasons, or the best physical benefits of fasting, of course, apart from the spiritual benefits where you add prayers to it.
Yeah. And so over the years, maybe about a year now, plus close to 2 years, I've operated my daily schedule on a fast. So I don't just fast on a Wednesday, just about every other day. I'm in one kind of fast or the other. And, we'll talk about that a bit more in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you took down some notes. Like, share, comment, and email us. Of course, I know many of you want a full list of what to eat, what to do away with. You can send an email to the Den Health, and my wife, who operates that, will be able to help you. She's a certified health coach, and here you have a living proof that she knows her stuff. Right? So see you in the next episode. God bless you.